In today's video, we're going to look at CERO, which had a catalyst on the 17th of June and made 150% move during the regular session. We're going to analyze its catalyst and see how you could have traded it. If you're new here, I provide daily catalyst-based day trading analysis and weekly catalyst-based swing trading analysis. So if you want to develop an edge around news and catalysts that spark explosive stock moves, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. So CERO, this is a biotech company, which was an amazing day trading opportunity on the 17th, had a news on the 17th at 8:15, and the news was the FDA Orphan drug designation that was granted to one of their drugs, which is a treatment for acute myeloid leukemia. So let's look at the detail of the news. So CERO Therapeutics, an innovative immunotherapy company seeking to advance the next generation of engineering T-cell therapeutics that deploy announces that the US Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has granted this drug designation, the orphan drug designation, for the company's lead drug candidate. So it's their lead drug for the treatment of acute myeloid leukemia. CER 1236 is an innovative therapy that engineers a cancer patient's own T-cell therapeutics that deploy phagocytic, hopefully I pronounced this correctly, mechanism alongside the array of built-in target cell destroying mechanisms used to T-cells. So this is quite technical. You don't have to know this in order to actually make a decision on this trade, but there are other things that will tell you that this is a good news. Namely, the fact that this is phase 1 clinical trial. So CR 1236 is currently in phase 1 clinical trial. That's actually good, because sometimes this FDA Orphan drug designation is granted even before starting any clinical trial. So it could be preclinical trial. The first in-human multi-center open label phase 1/1b study is designed to elevate the safety and preliminary efficacy of this drug in patients with this condition that is either relapsed or refractory or in remission with measurable residual disease or newly diagnosed patient. So anyway, there isn't anything further about this news. I think the rest is really just some technical details about the drug and some statement from the CEO. So really the news is about a lead drug in a biotech company in already phase 1 clinical trial that was granted by the FDA, the Orphan drug designation. So what does that mean? The FDA Orphan drug designation is a regulatory incentive that FDA grants to drugs that are intended to treat rare diseases. So they even explain it in the article here. They say the FDA Orphan drug program is designed to advance the development of drugs that treat a condition affecting 200,000 people or fewer. So really a small number of people compared to the population. And it's really granted to encourage companies to work on rare and unprofitable diseases that they wouldn't be looking at otherwise. So it does say here also that ODD status is given to medicinal products that represent a significant benefit over existing treatment and are intended for the treatment of a disease that is life-threatening or chronically debilitating. So they don't really grant this status to any biotech company that decides to work on a rare disease. So the drug has to show some significant benefit over existing treatment, right? And that's one of the positives, and that's one of the bullish signals to the market. There are other incentives, such as tax credits. So they usually give them up to 25% of clinical trial costs as tax credit. They have a 3 million waiver in FDA application fees, and they have 7-year market exclusivity for the treatment of that particular condition. And the only caveat or reservation about this status is that it is not a formal approval. The drug has to go over all the phases, the different phases, to get approved. So there is a risk that at the end, the drug may not be approved. Nonetheless, the orphan drug designation is usually perceived as a bullish sign by the market. I'm going to look at now at how the market reacted. So we're looking now at the 2-minute chart of CERO, and as you can see, first initial reaction, pretty sharp, nearly 60% move in less than 4 minutes, and then a shallow pullback, and then the stock continued its course kind of sideways below VWAP. So as you can see, no trade pre-market. And that's also one of the examples as to why I don't like to trade the first leg, is because this stuff can happen and you can just get stuck there. Now the trade, in my opinion, was during the regular session. So what you can see here is at the market open, good volume came in, good buy-in volume. The stock went up a little bit initially, then a bit of a sideways, very close to VWAP, and it's only when it broke out of VWAP then the trade was nice, and the move that it made was 117%. So that's a pretty nice move during regular session. Virtually no sell-in until 11 o'clock. Very good green volume throughout. So this was a great trade. So all in all, this is a great example of, again, another ODD, orphan drug designation status that was very well perceived by the market. What made this trade work was, again, the catalyst, but also the behavior of the stock around the open and the volume that came in, the positive volume, green volume that came in at the market open.